What is up, YouTubers? Johnza here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. In the last episode, we started off Reflection, where, I guess, Natsuki and Yuri aren't really getting along, kind of, where, oh, excuse me, sorry, I literally just started this episode right after the last one. And, Monika's trying to help out the situation, but she might have made things a little worse, and now Yuri's kind of depressed a little bit right now, so Monika's gonna try to fix things up with Yuri, because I feel like Yuri's like being mistreated by Natsuki in a way, so yeah. Anyways, I guess we can start off with Reflection, Part 2. And after this, it'll be something love. I forgot the name of it. Okay, anyways. A new day arrives. Yuri arrives to the club room earlier than usual, that is, not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So she sits down at the desk and pulls out a sheet of paper printed to jot down her own thoughts. She has made the habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper, whenever possible, as it tends to serve her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels things because of the ship sealed away. Yo! Natsuki! Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you want me to listen in on your poetry thing. Yeah, thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish it up then? Oh no, I wasn't, I just do whatever, it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monika, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the club room by herself, so... Oh. Jeez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't really control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope with it, and you got the bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while. But as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. Yeah. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier than pretending like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyways. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good with this stuff. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that'll help you understand that your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean or about the manga? Maybe. I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of the manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it just really got to me this time, and I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I just hate that she thinks she's so much better than me, just because she likes to pretend to be physical, you know, that word. The word I can't say. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's book a chance? After this, obviously not. What about before this? Well, I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually kept an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? Oh god, don't give Sayori this hard question. Sayori shakes her head. I like them both. I like them both in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga is really honest and fun and easy to let go with. And the fantasy has a lot more, has a lot of interruption, interprets and uncovers, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. The most important thing is that both of manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So I love them both. And I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. How'd you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Isn't this supposed to be with Monika and Yuri? Why are we here with Yuri? Okay, anyways. Like, first it was with Monika, and when I was new to the club, and then it was you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person is being such a jerk, and if they can realize that, then we could at least get along. But no one else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everyone is just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. And I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I hate it. Natsuki. Sayori puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways to make a commute, you know? And sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we got unlucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kind of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even in both people, they are really nice. It's really easy for them to misunderstand each other or get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It really can be hard. It takes a lot, like reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be strong. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends and I guess my dad, I guess my dad, like when I don't get good grades or even stupid things, like if my room isn't clean. So what am I gonna do? Cry about it? I'll let myself get upset. Then when I'm just letting them win, I'm better off then. And I'm better off than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just really get angry and I find ways to blame everything on everyone else. Do you see yourself as a better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No. Our thoughts are our own feelings and are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want them to learn more about themselves. That's a part of vulnerability, you know? Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. Because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm such a better than her. That she's judgmental, know-it-all who stuck her edgy phase that I'm just way above the garbage. I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You're not. You are not your feelings. But you are not your feelings. Say it to yourself out loud. Fine. I'm not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is those feelings are like a roommate, like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can't ignore each other, most of the time you're gonna run into each other every day now and then, every now and then. And it's gonna make you feel like poop. Yeah, it's gonna make you feel like poop. So another opinion is to get to know each other. And you can communicate and learn from each other. And maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about all this stuff? I just have a roommate that I can really be hard to get along with. You have a roommate? Excuse me? Oh, that's okay. That makes more sense. Called depression. Depression? But you're like the happiest person ever. I know. I'm not my feelings. I want to be a good person like you. You're a little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monika. And I think Yuri will eventually learn about that too. Natsuki remained silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori kind of reassuring and complimenting mixtures of pain and sadness, seems to fill her as though flowing from the wounds inside of her. Was it all a result in vulnerability? No. It wasn't as though she was inflicted of wonder after becoming vulnerable. It was though as she was rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer. Damn, for a story between Monika and Yuri, this doesn't really seem much about them. Too much. Oh, hey, we've seen this one. Or the background, at least. Yuri? What are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Please, don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not going to yell at you. I just wanted to say I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on a spot like that. Next time I won't just try to jump and solve everyone's problems. I guess that's just a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, calling to details of argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on. That's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second and manages to nod. Monika takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I'm having a lot of negative thoughts, patterns, and I can't get it away from them. What kind of negative thoughts? What negative thought patterns? Like, everyone hates me. Especially Natsuki. Aw, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monika thinks back at the time that she herself found her in recreation with Natsuki, and how a display of maturity from Monika was enough for Natsuki to elevate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she just feels the need to protect herself. But she really is not a bad person. In fact, I think she can really be thoughtful and considerate. She's just, well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness is first before she's comfortable returning it. Oh, but that means that the burden is on me, and I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, I just... Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs in her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if anyone would like you if they had the chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I always talkative anymore in the first place, because everyone is used to think that I'm worried and talk to me behind my back. That's just what happened when I drew attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their minds, so I did, and she hated me anyways. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayori and I like you. We've gotten to know you a lot now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's not what I meant, really. I was just wondering if you had any opinion of her. I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. Like, to think of myself as fairly physiological person. So for someone just to treat me like I'm interfered despite my taste, that's just worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. And it makes me think bad things about her. But everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's been doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inquenchous. No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, They're just a state of being that, we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean they have to control us. I feel like that sometimes I learn about when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or we can, just acknowledge that they just exist and try to understand them better. I can never be mad at you for you just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature. And you're so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri. I'm far from perfect. But these are learning skills. They didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard, to reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. I just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of how things that mean so much to me, and how it reminds me of me, because I know it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone.
I know that telling yourself that better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of getting in the way. I can't stand it when peace and disturbance like this.
Yeah, you can focus on your reading when you're in the peace and is disturbed, right?
Because the literature club should be happy for everyone.
Monika looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Sayori must have been rubbing off on me, 'cause I really want to hug you right now.
Hmm?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, I mean, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind, so...
Monika pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle, and I'd love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. I'm sure Natsuki will too.
I'm gonna write her a letter.
Oh, a letter? What a great idea.
Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forgot to say all the important things I would say things I didn't mean.
Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face hardens with determination.
People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned that is friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposite in a lot of ways, but I'm friends with her because she puts up effort into understanding me so that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience. And I wonder if she feels the same way.
Natsuki? Yuri nods.
I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be someone that I'm not. That there's a type of person or magical formula I had to follow in order to make someone like me. And just like me to think always to occupy myself with the failed understanding of other people.
Yuri shakes her head.
Friendships happen when you think about the other person. When you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them, and trust that they will also show to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observance in the literature club.
Observance? Monika is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept herself so much that it's so unusual to her suddenly talking about the club like this. But Yuri gently smiles to herself.
You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. Sayori too. And it makes me happy because I learn a lot of things.
That's so sweet. I had no idea you meant so much. I had no idea I meant that much to you. Monika never thought much of it, but in the past week, Yuri has seemed to be especially attentive when it comes to the problems and concerns of others. Pretty much, yeah, because it was pretty much at the start of the club till now, so... Always wanted to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. And there we go. It's true Sayori and Monika are naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work together through situations of conflict, but that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses and capability to improve. And the first step towards improving oneself is reflecting on self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but Monika can recognize that incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. Where's the CG? I'm wondering when the CG is gonna happen. I've been waiting for a little while now. Anyways, a very shy girl with a long, pretty hair is wandering in the bustling lunchtime hallway. Her fists press into her collaboration. She finds the literature club present in the classroom. She stands at the door, glancing around her before piercing in. Oh, okay. I think this is a flashback to when Yuri first entered the club. Monika is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this would be a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monika glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she could recognize composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, what a surprise! Nice to see you during lunch. Okay, maybe it's not a flashback. Yuri quickly squeals and responds. Please help me. Oh, what? Is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write a letter. Thank goodness. I thought you were here in some kind of emergency. Monika briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine. I promise you weren't really doing anything. One sec. Monika trots back to her classroom and says something like, I gotta go, to her friends. Then grabs a pen off her desk before returning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monika into a room the team set off. How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Huh, gosh, sorry, I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well, just tired. Never seem to get enough sleep during the week. How come? I don't know. I think I just easily distracted and get really stuck into things and started and neglect the time. Me too. I do that too. Hey, this classroom is empty, so let's go in here. After peering inside, Monika opens the classroom door and the two of them enter in. Ooh, excuse me. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. She watches as Monika pulls two chairs up some desks, then obeys as Monika beckons her to take her seat. She sits down in an empty desk. You nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. You can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take it in bitch to the Sorry if I can't say some certain words. My speech impediment and then this and reading and whatnot. So, yeah. Gosh, you must really be determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Then she picks up her pen. There we go. Look at the CG. Look at it. It looks nice. Hey, are you left-handed? That's neat. Hey, I'm left-handed too. At least with writing, so. Yeah. And now I don't have to worry about the bumping into your arm. Monika playfully rubbing her shoulder against Yuri. Sorry, I was just being silly, I guess. Anyways, how about we start by listing different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Huh, it's okay. It almost looks like Monika wants to flirt with Yuri. Doesn't it look like that in the CG? Kind of feels like it does, so, you know. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday? But, never mind, I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer. Her tension is in evidence. Then she writes a word of reflection. Like the name of the story that we're in right now.
This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but we have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monika.
That's me.
Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks. I've been able to be friends with two of you because you've been taking the time to understand my needs and respect my interests.
Mm-hmm. The same goes for Natsuki, too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making all of it about me, she was able to do the same.
I want to do that too.
So what kind of things do you want and for her to do?
I want to do the same things for her that I'd like to receive. I like when people respond positively to the things I like to talk about, not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. I like when you and Sayori trust me when I get a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it.
Hang on, I'm gonna check something real quick. Actually, it's not gonna take too long. I'm just checking a little phone I have, which is right there. Because it's not plugged in, and I'm about to go do dishes too. I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but I'll start charging it anyways. Sorry, since I like to listen to music, and I still have to do dishes after this, so... There we go. Anyways. I already read this part. Okay. Let's write these things down.
Okay.
Yuri writes some things down. I think the most important thing is to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think you should make that sure that they don't know you're really upset with them, and listen to them, and admit that something you feel could do better. Then finally, you ask them how you like in return. How does that sound for a structure? It could be 3 paragraphs of one or for each one of those points.
Yeah, I like that. My thoughts were so disorganized, I thought I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're amazing at these things.
Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You spend much more time reflecting and being open-minded. It's the hardest things for everyone to do. I'm only doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're amazing at it.
Monika gives Yuri a hand, gives a quick squeeze. Ugh, I can't speak. Again. But as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monika's hand in place. They are flirting. Ship them, Monika x Yuri. For a while they sit, like, in silence, save the occasional structure of Yuri pen against the paper. Yesterday you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot.
What was that?
The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person behaves here is always just how to decide to be. It's up to their past experiences and into structures. I think that helps me to see other people as actual people rather than indicate side characters who are out to get me somehow.
Is that how you felt about Natsuki?
Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy.
Monika peers over Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it closer, particularly covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help you out, you know.
It's okay. My thoughts are more than organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now I'm actually putting it on paper. I realized I really prefer others not to read it.
Yuri laughed softly to herself, a rare experience. It's kind of glad to hear you, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I've done enough damage. Oh god, my throat's actually really starting to hurt. Hopefully this ends soon. But it's also been wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were always smart, but... Yuri smiles.
I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so impossible to me. I'll never get the hang of this being one. But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of things. So just don't call it damage, please.
Monika gives Yuri a gentle smile.
I can't believe I came to this club looking for our fantasy geeks, and all I got was I got real friends who value me.
Is that a joke?
Of course it is.
I still can't wait to tell with you. I still can't tell with you.
Sorry.
No, I love it. Please never change.
As you wish.
Yuri glances at the clock.
We're almost out of time.
Will he be able to finish it?
Before the end of the day, probably. But I won't. But I don't want to come to the club at the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy.
I could give it to her instead if you'd like. Yuri nods.
As long as you promise not to read it.
Of course, I promise.
Thank you.
Yuri exhales and two of them stand up.
I'll message you when it's ready.
Monika nods. Good luck, I'm here if you need me. Yuri returns a nod and the two of them depart. And I think that's pretty much the end right there. And then I think that then continues to self-love with Yuri and Natsuki, which will be in the next episode. But, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Another picture with Yuri right here. Oh, they're tripping her books, too. That's all the wallpaper segments. That's all done. There's still some poems. I think one of them might be the letter. Another one might be saying, oh, you know, that's the one. Might be after Yuri shared all of her poems, and then the one with Sierra, or having everyone have their poems shared or something like that. And then we have this. We also have a couple more CGs that we haven't even seen yet. Here's the one we just had. Which is also pretty nice. If anything, I feel like maybe... I don't know. I'm just thinking about Afro Zero, who is somebody who I watch, and he does a lot of Doki Doki stuff. I don't know what he put up. He definitely uploaded this, like, way before me, but, you know. It might have been, like, with, maybe, like, these two, or these two, maybe. This one's not bad, but I think they might have picked he might have picked this one, too, so, you know. But, yeah. We only have one left. I don't know when I'm going to actually start this. If I actually find some time, when I'm in this house by myself again, I'll try to record it, but literally in, like, about probably 15 minutes now, like, someone's going to at least be home, so I definitely got to stop here, unfortunately. But, in the next video, it'll definitely be a new day, and we'll continue on the story with self-love. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like this video, press the like button or subscribe, whatever. Also, this went on a lot longer than last time. I just want to point that out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you dudes in the next video. See you dudes next time. Oh yeah, Bella Flop. Alright. Look out! Run! Save yourself. Oh god.